This is the story of a viral rumor that took over the internet in under 48 hours, made millions of people furious, triggered a legal threat from one of Hollywood's most watched women, and turned out to be something that never happened the way anyone said it did. 4 words started all of it. Lori Harvey left Damson Idris because he was too nice. That was the claim. And those 4 words were enough to detonate the internet. Think pieces, reaction videos, full-blown debates about what women actually want in relationships, and a flood of hot takes from every corner of social media. The only problem was that nobody could prove any of it. No verified source ever surfaced, nobody went on record, a parody account on X posted something, gossip pages copied it, and within 48 hours, it was running everywhere, as though someone had confirmed it under oath. What we are going to do today is tell you the real story, who these 2 people are, how their relationship unfolded, what the official reason for their breakup turned out to be, how they quietly found their way back to each other over nearly 2 years, what actually happened with Damson and model Avari Lanai, and exactly how a fake rumor from a parody account became a trending conversation that Lori Harvey is now threatening to take to court. Before we go any further, if you do not subscribe right now, I will have to go outside and touch grass, and nobody wants that. Hit the button. Save us both. Born January 13th, 1997 in Memphis, Tennessee, and raised in Atlanta, Georgia, Lori Harvey grew up with a story that does not start in fashion or entertainment at all. Her mother is Marjorie Harvey, and her biological father's identity has never been made public. When Lori was 10 years old, her mother married comedian and television host Steve Harvey, who later adopted her. And that adoption matters, because Lori Harvey did not build her career by leaning on that last name. Her original ambition had nothing to do with runways or red carpets. Competitive equestrian riding was where she put her energy, with goals that were Olympic-level serious. College in Florida was the next step on that path, but an injury ended everything. And she had to step away from school and figure out what her life looked like without the one thing she had trained toward. Modeling turned out to be the answer. Signing with LA Model Management in the United States and Select Model Management in Europe back in 2015, she moved quickly through the industry. And by 2017, she was walking the runway for Dolce & Gabbana's Spring-Summer collection. Campaigns for Michael Kors, Valentino, and Burberry followed. Those are not beginner credits. Those are the houses that define the upper tier of the entire fashion world. Lori Harvey was never going to be content stopping at model. In 2021, she launched her own skincare brand, SKN by LH, and the reasoning behind it came directly from her own mouth. Telling Pop Sugar at the time, she put it this way: there aren't a lot of big skincare brands that are headed up by or have been founded by Black people, or specifically Black women, so I wanted to add to that list. When the next generation is coming up and there's that little brown girl who wants to get into skincare or start her own company, she can see me and be like, I can do it too. That is not someone who stumbled into entrepreneurship for attention. A swimwear line called Yevra Swim launched in 2023, deals with IMG Models and William Morris Endeavor came in 2022, and her Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue debut arrived in 2024, a moment she described as manifested, surreal, and perfection. Acting followed through a role in the Peacock miniseries Fight Night, The $1 Million Heist, and in 2023 she appeared in Usher's music video for Glue. Celebrity net worth puts her net worth at $4 million as of 2026, and her Instagram following sits at over 5 million. None of that background is incidental to the rumor that went viral, because Lori Harvey has been openly and consistently vocal about her standards in relationships. On Bumble Presents Love to See It with Teyana Taylor in 2022, she told the audience, "Not compromising my values, my standards, and my requirements. You've got to make sure you're giving your love to the right person, because when you start giving it to the wrong person, it starts to drain you." On E, she went further, saying she refused to compromise her values, her happiness, her peace, or settle for less than what she knew she deserved. Steve Harvey told his daughter she is the prize, and she has carried that publicly and without apology. People took those statements and built a narrative around her. Impossible to please, moves on without reason, doesn't appreciate what she has. That narrative was already sitting there waiting when the too nice rumor arrived, and it made the whole thing feel believable before anyone checked a single fact. And that narrative connects directly to one of the most repeated criticisms thrown at Lori Harvey across all of her relationships. The idea that she can attract any man she wants, but she cannot hold on to one. We are going to come back to that claim, look at what the record actually shows, and let you decide whether it holds up. Damson Idris, full name Adamson Aladebo Idris, was born September 2nd, 1991, in Peckham, southeast London, to a Nigerian family of Yoruba descent. He studied drama at Brunel University, London, completing a degree in theater, film, and television studies, and began his career in theater before moving into screen work. His breakout role came in 2017 when he was cast as Franklin Saint in the FX crime drama Snowfall, a character described by TV Guide as played by Idris in a way that was nothing short of captivating. Snowfall ran for 6 seasons from 2017 to 2023 and built Idris a level of serious critical recognition that takes most actors a decade to accumulate. His career after Snowfall only accelerated. He co-starred alongside Brad Pitt in the F1 film, playing rookie driver Joshua Pierce, and that film became a cultural phenomenon that delivered him to a level of global recognition he had never previously reached. What makes his entry into this story worth understanding is something most people overlook. Before Lori Harvey, Damson Idris had never been publicly linked to a celebrity. His personal life was private, by design and by habit, which meant that stepping into a relationship with one of the most photographed and discussed women in entertainment was a complete departure from everything he had done before. And by every visible measure, he stepped into it without hesitation or reservation. December 2022 is where the story begins, when the two were spotted leaving a restaurant together in West Hollywood, and the internet immediately started speculating, without either of them confirming anything. That changed on January 13th, 2023, Lori's 26th birthday, when Damson posted a photo to his Instagram story of himself kissing her on the cheek, captioned, "Happy birthday, Nunu," with a red heart emoji. The hard launch had arrived, and it was unmistakable. For a man who had always kept his personal life behind closed doors, that post was a statement. Not ambiguous, not cautious, not calculated, just open and warm and public. By February, they were walking the red carpet together at the premiere of Snowfall's final season, which was one of the defining professional events of his career, and he brought her to it. What followed over the next several months reads like a genuinely connected relationship lived out in public. A Beyoncé concert in May, a vacation with Lori's family in July. Not a couple's trip, a family trip, which carries a completely different weight. A vacation in Turks and Caicos, turkey legs at Disneyland in August. Her 26th birthday celebration attended by him. Her Essence magazine cover shared on his Instagram with public congratulations. A brief controversy surfaced in July when Lori was spotted leaving the same Los Angeles restaurant as rapper Quavo, and rumors started circulating. Her response was fast and direct. She posted that she had been having lunch with my besties at the restaurant, and the situation dissolved. The relationship with Damson continued. And then as fall 2023 arrived, things went quiet. Social media delivered the first signal the way it almost always does now. People noticed that Lori and Damson had unfollowed each other on Instagram, and then noticed that every photo they had shared together had vanished from both accounts. Anyone who follows celebrity culture recognized what that meant immediately. November 6th, 2023 brought the night before the official confirmation, when both of them attended Odell Beckham Jr.'s birthday party in New York City and arrived separately, without appearing together at the event. For anyone who had been watching, that sealed it. The next day, November 7th, 2023, Lori Harvey and Damson Idris released a joint statement through The Hollywood Reporter. One statement, both names attached, published through a reputable outlet. Not a vague post, not a subtweet, not a tearful video. A co-authored, deliberate statement. Their words were, "We are at a point in our lives where our individual paths require our full attention and dedication. We part ways remaining friends with nothing but love and respect for each other and the time we shared together." That is the official and only on-record reason for the breakup. What is absent from that statement is just as telling. No blame, no bitterness, no dramatic revelation, and not a single word about anyone being too kind or too nice. Two people at 26 and 32 years old said their careers needed their full focus and that they were parting with mutual respect. Back in December 2022, just weeks before the relationship went public, Lori had told Essence magazine, "This moment is about me. I feel like it's always been about me attached to something or someone. This time, it's about me. Self-love, self-care, self-reflection. I'm being a little selfish right now. It's my time." Paired with the breakup statement about individual paths, that quote paints a consistent picture of someone genuinely focused on building her own identity on her own terms. Drop a comment right now. Are you team their endgame or team let them both live their lives? Because my landlord told me if this video doesn't get comments, he's raising my rent and I cannot afford that right now. Here is the part of this story that received almost no coverage compared to the breakup announcement or the viral rumor. The fact that Lori Harvey and Damson Idris never appeared to fully walk away from each other. After November 2023, months passed without any public appearances together. Both of them were visibly focused on their individual work, Lori on her brand and business, Damson on his acting career and the F1 film that became a global moment for him. Then September 2025 arrived, and photographs surfaced of the two of them together on a beach in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, with Damson's arm around her as they walked along the sand. Reconciliation rumors started immediately. Neither of them said a word publicly.
December 2025 brought photographs of them holding hands in Miami, the first concrete physical evidence that something had shifted back between them. Still no official statement from either side, but the appearances were compounding. January 2026 put them at the 83rd Golden Globe Awards at the Beverly Hilton in Beverly Hills, walking side by side through the venue, with video footage showing Idris leaning down to speak to Harvey as they moved through the crowd. People magazine shared the footage. Neither of them commented. And then came March 6th, 2026.
Following a Paris Fashion Week event, TMZ caught video of Lori Harvey and Damson Idris on a balcony above the street in Paris, deep in conversation, before Lori pulled him into an embrace that went on for several minutes. Damson left the room first, while Lori stayed on the balcony, eventually walking out in a black dress and getting into a waiting van, with Damson joining her shortly after. A beach in Puerto Vallarta, holding hands in Miami, the Golden Globes in Beverly Hills, kissing on a balcony in Paris. That sequence does not describe two people who ended badly. That describes a reconciliation that had been building quietly across nearly a full year, and the Paris balcony made it impossible to deny. Now here is where the story takes a turn that most videos covering this topic either miss or get wrong. Around the same time the too nice rumor started spreading, in late April 2026, something else had already happened that the internet latched onto. Damson Idris had been spotted in Los Angeles with a model named Avari Lanai. The photos were posted by Dumois and picked up widely. The two were not photographed being overtly romantic, but the pairing was enough to send social media into a full spiral, especially for people who had been rooting for Lori and Damson as a couple. Around that same time, Media Takeout, the celebrity gossip site that is, as many of you know, hit or miss, but occasionally breaks things first, reported that Lori Harvey was devastated. And the detail that really got people talking, according to reports, Lori had unfollowed Damson Idris on Instagram and removed all traces of their rekindled romance from her page. For anyone who had watched her do the exact same thing back in November 2023, that move felt very familiar.
So let's be clear about what was actually happening in the timeline. The Paris balcony kiss was March 6th, 2026. The Damson and Avari Lanai sighting in LA came weeks later. And then the Too Nice parody account post dropped around April 20th, 2026, roughly 6 weeks after Paris. Lori unfollowed Damson, and Lori posted her lawsuit warning on April 24th.
That is the full picture. Not a clean narrative, not a simple one, but an honest one. What actually seems to have happened is not that Lori left Damson for being too nice. What seems to have happened is the opposite. Their reconnection, visible and affectionate as it was across 10 months, appears to have hit a wall. And Damson moving on publicly with someone else is what brought the whole thing to a head. That is a very different story than the one that went viral. And yet, it is the story that was sitting right there in the public record the whole time.
Around April 20th, 2026, a claim started moving across X. Lori Harvey had ended her rekindled romance with Damson Idris, the post said, and the reason was that he was too nice. That post originated on a parody account. Not a journalist with a source, not an entertainment reporter with access, not even a gossip page with a tip line, a parody account. And yet within 48 hours, gossip blogs had copied it, YouTube Shorts had packaged it, TikTok had distributed it, and the tens of thousands of engagements it collected made it look like confirmed news to anyone not paying close attention. What it ignited was not really a conversation about Lori Harvey and Damson Idris specifically. It became a referendum on modern dating, on nice guys, on what women supposedly want, on whether Lori Harvey specifically had a pattern of walking away from good relationships. Comment sections filled with genuine anger, genuine sympathy for Damson, genuine frustration directed at Lori. People were not debating whether the claim was true. They were debating its implications, which meant they had already accepted the premise. But here's the thing. Not one outlet had verified a source. Nobody with actual knowledge of the situation went on record. Baller Alert noted plainly that the claim didn't just sound off, it sounded made up. And the actual visible timeline directly contradicted it. The internet did not stop to check. It ran.
Now let's talk about the bigger debate this whole situation fired up, because it is a real conversation, and it deserves a straight answer rather than a dodge. The argument goes like this. Lori Harvey has dated some of the most desirable men in entertainment. Michael B. Jordan, Damson Idris, Memphis Depay, Future, Trey Songz. She has been engaged. She's been in what looked like serious relationships. And every single one of them ended. So the question people keep asking is, can Lori Harvey get a man? But can she actually keep one?
The Michael B. Jordan relationship ended in June 2022, after over a year together. The Memphis Depay engagement ended. The relationship with Damson Idris ended in November 2023 via a joint statement that cited career focus from both sides. And then, against every expectation, Damson came back. Or rather, they drifted back toward each other across beaches and award shows and a Paris balcony for nearly a full year. That last part is the one that gets left out of the can't keep a man argument. Damson Idris is the only man in Lori Harvey's public dating history who has come back. Not once, but across a full year of documented, visible reconnection. That is not the behavior of a man who felt discarded or disrespected. That is the behavior of someone who still had real feelings, regardless of how things ultimately played out.
The can't keep a man framing also conveniently ignores that ending relationships which are not working is not a character flaw. Lori Harvey has been consistent, publicly and on record, about not settling and not compromising her values. Whether you agree with her choices or not, those are her choices to make, and making them does not make her the villain in every story she exits. What the Avari Lanai situation does introduce is a different and more complicated question, one about whether the reconnection that looked so promising from the outside was actually as solid as the Paris photos suggested. That answer, neither of them has given us. And until they do, anyone telling you they know exactly what happened is telling you a story, not reporting a fact.
April 24th, 2026 is when Lori Harvey posted on Instagram with a sheet mask on her face and a message that was anything but casual. Her words were, "I hope y'all have had so much fun creating false narratives about me for clickbait, because I'm about to have so much fun suing y'all." A direct legal threat posted publicly addressed specifically to the blogs and pages that spread the story. She called it a false narrative, she called it clickbait, and she made clear she was prepared to pursue legal action against the people responsible. This was not vague frustration channeled into a motivational caption. She named what was happening, said it directly, and put the blogs on notice.
The timing removed any ambiguity about what she was responding to, with the post landing less than a week after the Too Nice story had gone viral. Whether or not legal action ultimately follows is beyond what the verified record can tell us, but the response itself tells you everything about how Lori Harvey viewed what had been said about her. Setting aside what a parody account claimed and what comment sections decided, here is what the documented record actually shows about these two people and this relationship. During their 2023 relationship, Damson Idris showed up consistently and publicly. A birthday kiss posted on Instagram, a snowfall red carpet debut, a Beyoncé concert, a family vacation, Turks and Caicos, Disneyland, a public celebration of her magazine cover. When the breakup came, both of them handled it with a co-authored statement and zero public drama. When they found their way back toward each other, they did it slowly and visibly across nearly a year. A beach in Puerto Vallarta in September 2025, holding hands in Miami in December, the Golden Globes in January 2026, a Paris balcony in March. Then Damson was spotted in LA with Avari Lanai. Then Lori unfollowed him. Then the parody account post dropped. Then Lori threatened to sue. That is the actual timeline. And what it describes is not a woman who walks away from nice men because they bore her. What it describes is two people who had genuine feelings for each other, who could not quite get the timing right, and who are now on the receiving end of a media cycle that would rather have a clean villain than an honest story. Coming back to where this started, the claim was that Lori Harvey left Damson Idris because he was too nice. Here is what the verified record actually shows. Their original breakup in November 2023 came with a mutual, co-authored statement citing the need to focus on their individual paths. Neither of them ever said, on record, that his personality or his kindness played any role. The Too Nice claim originated on a parody account around April 20th, 2026, spread without a single verified source, and directly contradicted a months-long public reconciliation that took them from Puerto Vallarta to Miami to Beverly Hills to Paris.
What actually seems to have ended the reconnection was not Lori leaving because Damson was too kind. It was Damson being spotted in Los Angeles with fitness model Avari Lanai, Lori unfollowing him on Instagram, and both of them going quiet. That is a completely different story. And yet the parody post, not that story, is what took over the internet. On April 24th, 2026, Lori Harvey posted that she was preparing to sue the blogs spreading false narratives about her. And the reason that matters beyond celebrity gossip is what it shows about how information moves right now. A parody post becomes a headline, becomes a trending debate, becomes a fact in people's minds, all in 48 hours, all while the real story was sitting in the documented record the entire time.
Lori Harvey has never been ambiguous about who she is. She does not compromise her values. She knows what she believes she deserves. She built SKN by LH, Yevra Swim, and a modeling career that spans Dolce & Gabbana to Sports Illustrated on her own terms. And when someone puts a lie about her into mass circulation, she does not quietly absorb it. The Too Nice headline was never the story. The story was always what actually happened. And now you have it. If you made it this far and still haven't liked this video, that's fine. My cat already packed her bags and left when you skipped the subscribe button at the top, so we're already past the point of no return. Might as well hit like on your way out. It's free. She is not coming back either way.